Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to build a self-watering bucket system, a wicking system. Now you need 2 buckets, preferably the same exact type. The first bucket, we're not going to do anything except drill a hole, and that comes later. Alright, this is the most important bucket here. The large hole in the bottom, multiple drain holes, and then the hole here for this 1-inch pipe in order to water it. And also this cup here. This is basically a heavy-duty Chinese to-go cup. I melted a few holes in it with a soldering iron. It's the easiest way to do it without cracking the cup. Now, I'm not sure what size hole this is, but the way you want to measure it is you want to be able to push the cup through and make it snug while still having about 1 inch or so on the bottom that's coming here about 1 inch or so up on that cup. Now most people will take a bucket within a bucket and just push it down. Unfortunately, when you do that, it only gives you a space about that much on the bottom for the water to be and also for it to wick up. And then if you look here, this cup is real loose. What I like to do is push the cup in so it's really snug. And you also have a good seal on the inside. Okay. Then go ahead and just slide it down until it stops. Now if you look at this hole here, you can't see it in the video, but I can see it here. The bottom of the bucket stops right about here. About 1/4 inch above this hole, this weep hole. So then what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and take these screws here. I'm going to screw them right through the bucket. One here. Here. Actually, I'm going to take this screw out. I'm going to show you why. I'll put that in a little bit. Then another one over here. The reason why we're putting these screws in is because we don't want this bucket with all the weight of the soil to push down. Like I said, we want it to be snug and also to give you about 1 inch or so above the bottom of this that has all the holes. I'm going to show you why in a few minutes. All right, we're going to take our hose here. I drilled 2 holes here on the bottom, so when it sits down below, it doesn't clog. The water can come out here when it's sitting flush. So I throw 2 little holes in here. I'm going to push this in here till it bottoms out. Then I'm going to go ahead and take this screw here so that this is sturdy. Now, I'm going to replace this cup with one that I already have soil in. This is going to wick. This is your wicking system. I'm going to push it down in here nice and tight. It hits the bottom and also seals around the edges. The reason why we want this cup to sit about this much high above this bucket, we're going to throw a layer of perlite around here, and I'll just show you that in a minute. The perlite is going to act as if a filter, because when this is outside and it rains, you want the water to drain out of this bucket into the lower one and then come out the weep hole. If we do not put the perlite in there, which I'm going to show you right now, see the perlite? It's about as high as a cup. If we do not put the perlite in there, the soil is going to clog those little weep holes. That's going to allow the water to drain down into the bucket when it rains out. All right, now that we got that, go ahead and get our soil. Now this is a mixture of a mushroom compost and a good organic potting soil mixed with perlite. We're going to plant our fig tree in there. What I'm going to do is we're going to rough up the roots a little bit. Break up this soil. See how these roots really get this old soil out of there. A little bit. See how those roots really grew to the top of this here, possibly because it was overwatered or so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and drop this down in. Add some more soil. Just going to pull the plant up. Add some more soil. And that's it right here. So we add our water into here. It's going to fill this bucket up down here to here and then weep out. That's when we know when to stop watering it. Meanwhile, this cup that's inside is going to wick up when this soil needs it. So I hope this explains it a little bit. If you have any questions, feel free to ask.